Mornings are more powerful than most diabetics realize. Within the first 60 minutes of waking, your body sets the tone for blood sugar, energy, and insulin response for the entire day. But here's the catch. If you start your morning the wrong way, you could be triggering glucose spikes, inflammation, and insulin resistance without even realizing it. That's why in this video, we're revealing the top 3 morning habits every diabetic must do to naturally stabilize blood sugar, lower A1C, and support your nerves, kidneys, and metabolism before your first bite of food. These simple science-backed habits could completely change how your day begins. And if you watch until the end, you'll also get 3 bonus powerful nighttime habits that help diabetics heal while they sleep. Habit 1. Hydrate before you caffeinate. Before you reach for that warm cup of coffee in the morning, there's one powerful yet simple action that can dramatically shift your blood sugar control, kidney function, and energy levels for the rest of the day. Hydrating before you caffeinate. Overnight, your body loses water through breathing, sweating, and urine, even if you don't feel thirsty. For people with diabetes, that dehydration effect can quietly increase blood sugar concentration by reducing plasma volume. This means your fasting glucose may appear higher, not because of food or insulin resistance alone, but simply due to overnight fluid loss. By drinking 12 to 16 ounces of plain water, ideally at room temperature or slightly warm, you help rehydrate your bloodstream, dilute excess glucose, and reawaken your digestive and lymphatic systems without burdening your pancreas. There's more. Morning hydration also supports a smoother cortisol transition. Cortisol, the body's natural stress hormone, is highest in the early morning, and while it plays a role in waking you up, it also increases blood sugar by signaling the liver to release stored glucose. Caffeine consumed on an empty stomach can intensify this cortisol spike, which means it may worsen morning insulin resistance and lead to sugar crashes later in the day. But when you start with water first, you create a buffer, one that protects your body from these sharp cortisol-driven swings. A helpful tip: if your blood pressure is stable, add a squeeze of fresh lemon or a pinch of Himalayan salt to your water. Lemon offers gentle alkalinity and liver stimulation, while the trace minerals in salt help replenish electrolytes and support nerve and adrenal function, both of which are often dysregulated in people with long-term diabetes. Let's talk kidneys. Diabetics are at higher risk of kidney damage over time, and starting the day dehydrated only adds more stress to already sensitive filtration systems. A morning glass of water acts like a reset button. It helps flush out overnight waste, supports glomerular filtration, and prevents the blood from becoming too viscous. According to research, even mild dehydration in diabetics can impair glucose metabolism and raise A1C over time. Staying consistently hydrated, especially first thing in the morning, can improve insulin response and reduce the chances of kidney strain. A quiet yet powerful act of protection. Here's something most people don't know. Dehydration also affects brain clarity. Since your brain is around 75% water, even a 1% drop in hydration can lead to noticeable brain fog, slower reaction times, and mood swings. Problems that are already common in poorly controlled diabetes. A well-hydrated brain improves focus, memory, and mood regulation, making your entire morning routine more productive and less stressful. So before you check your glucose monitor, brew your coffee, or start breakfast, drink that water first. It's one of the easiest, cheapest, and most powerful diabetic habits you can build. Let's continue. When you combine hydration with a little movement, what happens next may surprise you. Habit 2. Gentle morning movement. After rehydrating your system, the next step is to gently wake up your muscles, joints, and insulin receptors through gentle morning movement. This isn't about hitting the gym or burning calories. It's about activating your body's natural systems that regulate blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and stimulate healing from within. For diabetics, morning is often a vulnerable time for blood sugar spikes due to what's called the dawn phenomenon, when the body releases glucose to prepare you for the day. But if you're still stiff or sedentary right after waking, your body has no way to process that extra glucose, resulting in higher fasting sugars. Even 5 to 10 minutes of simple movement can change that. Stretching, walking, or even light yoga first thing in the morning activates what scientists call GLUT4 receptors, little gateways in your muscle cells that pull glucose out of your bloodstream and into the cells for energy. What makes this exciting for people with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance is that this process doesn't depend on insulin. In fact, morning movement has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity throughout the day, helping your body respond better to meals and reducing the load on your pancreas. It's like opening a natural glucose drain, and the best part is, it's totally free and low impact. Gentle movement also improves circulation to areas most vulnerable in diabetes: your feet, hands, kidneys, and nerves. Diabetic neuropathy often begins when blood flow is impaired and nerves are deprived of oxygen and nutrients. Just a few minutes of full-body movement, like ankle rolls, shoulder stretches, or a slow-paced walk, can send fresh, oxygen-rich blood to these areas, preserving nerve function and protecting against further damage. If you struggle with cold hands and feet in the morning, this habit alone may improve your circulation noticeably within a week. There's another hidden benefit: activating your lymphatic system. The lymphatic system plays a crucial role in detoxification and immune health, but unlike the circulatory system, it doesn't have a pump like the heart. It relies entirely on your muscle movements to drain cellular waste and keep inflammation in check. For diabetics dealing with low-grade inflammation and fluid retention, this gentle movement is like giving your detox system a jump start. You'll often notice reduced puffiness in your face and ankles and better overall energy levels after a consistent routine. Mentally, morning movement also stabilizes your mood and stress response. It lowers cortisol levels, balances blood pressure, and increases the release of endorphins, those feel-good brain chemicals that make your day more emotionally resilient. Many diabetics report feeling less anxious and more focused after just 7 days of including this habit. You don't need equipment or a trainer. Just get out of bed, stretch your arms overhead, roll your neck, rotate your joints, or walk slowly around your home. Breathe deeply as you move, and allow your body to wake up gradually and gracefully. Still think exercise is only for weight loss? Here's the truth. Morning movement is therapeutic. It's insulin-free glucose management. It's nerve protection. It's hormone regulation. And when combined with smart hydration and the right breakfast, it becomes one of the most powerful tools you have for reversing diabetic damage. Now that your body's awake and your muscles are primed, what should you actually eat to keep your blood sugar stable and your cravings away until lunch? Habit 3, balanced breakfast. Now that you've hydrated and gently moved your body, it's time to complete your morning routine with what might be the most misunderstood habit of all: a truly balanced breakfast. For people with diabetes, the first meal of the day doesn't just provide energy. It sets the metabolic tone for how your body will handle blood sugar, insulin, appetite, and inflammation for the next 6 to 10 hours. But here's the problem. Most breakfasts in the modern world are overloaded with carbs: bagels, cereals, muffins, even fruit smoothies, that cause a spike in blood glucose, followed by a mid-morning crash, hunger, and fatigue. That's the cycle we're here to break. A balanced breakfast for diabetics isn't about eating less. It's about eating smarter. The ideal plate includes a synergy of 3 elements: quality protein, healthy fats, and low glycemic complex carbs. When these nutrients are combined in the right ratios, they slow digestion, buffer glucose release, and help your body burn fuel steadily. For example, 2 scrambled eggs cooked in olive oil, paired with half an avocado and a slice of multigrain toast, deliver roughly 20 grams of protein, 12 grams of healthy fats, and 15 grams of complex carbs, with fiber and antioxidants built in. This combination doesn't just fill you up. It keeps your blood sugar calm, your brain focused, and your hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin in balance. Protein is especially important in the morning because your body has been fasting overnight, breaking down muscle tissue for energy. Starting your day with at least 15 to 25 grams of protein helps preserve lean muscle mass, which is critical for blood sugar regulation, metabolism, and insulin sensitivity. Whether you prefer eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein-rich smoothie made with chia seeds and unsweetened almond milk, make sure it's your breakfast anchor. Don't fall for the myth that a light breakfast is healthier. For diabetics, skipping or skimping on breakfast often leads to more blood sugar instability and overeating later in the day. Here's something fascinating. Studies have shown that when diabetics eat a protein and fat-rich breakfast, their post-meal glucose readings after lunch and dinner also improve. This phenomenon, known as the second meal effect, means your morning meal can protect you all day long. It's not just about avoiding sugar, it's about building metabolic momentum. A high-quality breakfast also reduces the likelihood of late-night cravings, making your overall dietary discipline easier and more sustainable. And if weight management is part of your goal, this habit helps regulate your appetite hormones, making you feel full without overeating. Here's a delicious example of a balanced diabetic-friendly breakfast. One slice of sprouted grain bread, like Ezekiel, topped with mashed avocado, a sprinkle of hemp seeds, and a boiled egg on the side. It's rich in fiber, magnesium, healthy fats, protein, and essential B vitamins, all critical for nerve, heart, and insulin health. Another option? A bowl of Greek yogurt with a handful of blueberries, flax seeds, and cinnamon. A perfect balance of probiotics, antioxidants, and blood sugar stabilizing compounds. An important note of caution: avoid ultra-processed breakfast bars, instant cereals, and flavored oatmeals. These often contain added sugars, artificial flavors, and refined oils that worsen inflammation and cause glucose spikes. Even if the label says whole grain or diabetic friendly, always check for hidden sugars and stick to whole, recognizable ingredients whenever possible. And now that you've got your morning perfectly aligned, hydration, movement, and nourishment, you've created a routine that doesn't just support blood sugar, but actively helps reverse diabetic complications over time. Heart, kidneys, nerves, and even brain health all benefit from these first 60 minutes of your day. Your morning sets the tone, but your night sets the repair. If your mornings feel great, just wait until your nights start working for your blood sugar too. Let's move into the nighttime habits every diabetic needs for deeper sleep, better glucose, and full body healing. Habit 1. Block blue light. Early, long after the sun has set, most of us are still wide awake, eyes locked on phones, tablets, and televisions. But for diabetics, this habit could quietly sabotage blood sugar, sleep quality, and even insulin sensitivity. That's because the blue light emitted by electronic screens mimics daylight and tricks your brain into staying alert, delaying the natural release of melatonin, the hormone responsible for helping you fall asleep and keeping your internal clock in rhythm. When melatonin is disrupted, your body struggles to enter deep, healing sleep. And for people with diabetes, this isn't just about rest, it's about survival. Poor sleep from excess blue light exposure is linked to higher fasting glucose levels, increased A1C, and even damage to beta cells, which produce insulin. Blocking blue light early in the evening, ideally starting 2 hours before bed, can help rebalance your circadian rhythm and give your body the signal it needs to prepare for sleep and blood sugar repair. One of the most powerful things you can do is switch off all screens at least 90 minutes before bed. If that feels too hard at first, use blue light filters on your phone or wear amber-tinted blue light blocking glasses starting after dinner. These simple tools help reduce melatonin suppression and allow your brain to begin producing the hormones needed for deep sleep. Research shows that when people limit blue light at night, they not only fall asleep faster, but also experience longer durations of restorative sleep, especially the slow-wave sleep that supports blood pressure, glucose regulation, and nerve repair. But there's more. Blue light exposure doesn't just affect sleep, it affects metabolism. When your body receives light signals after dark, it increases nighttime cortisol production. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and when it rises at the wrong time, it blunts melatonin, raises blood sugar, and interferes with leptin, the hormone that controls hunger. That's why many diabetics find themselves craving sugar or late-night snacks even if they ate dinner. It's not willpower, it's hormone confusion caused by light. By dimming your lights, using warmer tones on your devices, and shutting off screens early, you send the opposite signal, that the day is done and it's time for rest, recovery, and blood sugar reset. Pro tip: replace late-night scrolling with relaxing activities that support melatonin production. Reading a paperback book, journaling, taking a warm shower, or listening to soft instrumental music can help shift your nervous system into parasympathetic mode, the healing state. If you enjoy a bedtime tea, choose calming blends like chamomile or lemon balm, but avoid caffeine, even hidden sources like green tea, which can sneak into your routine and further delay melatonin. And here's something rarely mentioned. Blue light also reduces eye protection over time. Diabetics are already at risk for diabetic retinopathy and macular damage, and constant blue light adds oxidative stress to the retina. Giving your eyes a break at night supports vision health, reduces strain, and protects one of your most sensitive organs. If you've ever struggled to fall asleep, stay asleep, or wake up feeling groggy with elevated fasting glucose, this one change can make a difference in just a few days. Turn off the light and turn on healing. And when you pair this habit with the right evening meal and calming routine, your nighttime becomes a sanctuary for diabetic recovery. Habit 2. Eat light, sleep right. Once your evening lights are dimmed, your hormones begin to shift gears. And what you put on your plate for dinner, or avoid putting on it, can either help you sleep like a healing machine or leave your body battling through the night. This is the power of the second essential nighttime habit for diabetics. Eat light, sleep right. For someone managing diabetes, the goal of dinner isn't fullness, it's metabolic calm. Eating heavy meals too close to bedtime can spike blood sugar, increase nighttime insulin demand, disturb sleep cycles, and even worsen insulin resistance by morning. On the other hand, eating a light, balanced meal at least 2.5 to 3 hours before bed allows your body to focus on repair instead of digestion. Your digestive system slows down at night, so when you load it with fatty takeout, starchy pasta, or sugary desserts late in the evening, your glucose levels remain elevated for hours. This leads to restless sleep, frequent urination, and even liver stress, since your body's trying to manage a flood of post-meal glucose while melatonin is trying to promote rest. A better strategy? Opt for a lighter, protein-rich dinner with non-starchy vegetables, healthy fats, and just enough fiber to stabilize blood sugar. Grilled salmon with steamed broccoli, a boiled egg with sautéed spinach, or a small bowl of lentil soup with cucumber slices can work wonders. These meals are easy to digest, promote stable glucose release, and won't overwhelm your system. Here's what's fascinating. Studies have found that people with type 2 diabetes who ate their largest meal at breakfast and their smallest at dinner had lower A1C levels, reduced insulin resistance, and even lost weight, without changing their total daily calories. That's because insulin sensitivity naturally declines in the evening. Your body simply doesn't process carbs or fats as efficiently at night. By shifting your calories earlier in the day and keeping dinner light, you work with your biology, not against it. Another benefit of eating light? Better sleep. Heavy meals keep your body metabolically active when it should be entering deep sleep. This increases nighttime cortisol, shortens REM sleep, and raises fasting glucose levels the next morning. A light dinner allows melatonin to rise naturally, supports deeper, uninterrupted sleep, and helps regulate overnight glucose metabolism. You'll notice fewer midnight wake-ups, reduced hunger at night, and more stable energy when you wake. If you struggle with nocturia, bloating, or heartburn at night, reducing your dinner size may also provide unexpected relief. An important word of caution: avoid late-night snacking, especially sugary or carb-heavy snacks like cereal, crackers, or fruit juices. Even small amounts can trigger glucose spikes and interfere with your sleep cycle. If you need something before bed, choose a teaspoon of almond butter or a few slices of cucumber, not a sandwich or a sweet. These support gentle digestion and won't raise insulin levels dramatically. Your evening meal is your invitation to recovery, and when combined with blue light blocking and nervous system calming, your night becomes a healing sanctuary. So if you're wondering how to finally get that restful sleep and better fasting glucose, start by lightening your plate. Let's now explore the final and most powerful nighttime habit that ties everything together, one that doesn't involve food or light, but directly influences healing hormones, glucose metabolism, and even diabetic nerve pain. Ready to see how to reset your nervous system before bed? Habit 3. Calm down to heal. Now that your plate is light and your room is dark, There's one final key to unlocking nighttime healing: calming your nervous system before bed. For diabetics, the nighttime hours should be sacred. It's during sleep that your body repairs inflamed blood vessels, clears cellular waste, balances blood sugar, and resets the hormones that govern hunger, insulin, and stress. But if your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight mode, buzzing with anxiety, worry, or overstimulation, your body never enters the deep, restorative state it needs to heal. This final habit, calm down to heal, is all about shifting into your body's natural rest and digest mode before sleep begins. Stress is a silent glucose elevator. Whether it's a late-night phone scroll, an argument before bed, or just a racing mind filled with tomorrow's worries, stress activates your adrenal glands to release cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones raise blood sugar by signaling the liver to dump stored glucose into your bloodstream, just in case you need to fight or flee. But when this happens at night, it creates a vicious cycle: higher nighttime glucose, restless sleep, and elevated fasting sugars in the morning. One of the most healing things a diabetic can do is introduce a 10 to 15-minute calming ritual every evening, right after dinner and before bed. You don't need expensive tools or apps. Deep belly breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or even quiet journaling can all calm the vagus nerve, the body's natural brake pedal for stress. Slow breathing through your nose, holding for 4 seconds, and exhaling gently can reduce heart rate, drop cortisol levels, and allow your body to begin producing melatonin naturally. This isn't just about feeling relaxed. It's a physiological signal to your organs: we're safe now. You can rest, you can heal. If you're open to a calming drink, sipping on warm, caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile, lemon balm, or rooibos can further encourage parasympathetic activation. These herbs contain natural compounds that reduce nervous tension, improve digestion, and prepare the brain for sleep. Even holding a warm mug in your hands signals comfort and safety to the brain, releasing oxytocin, the body's bonding and soothing hormone. Just make sure your tea doesn't contain hidden sugars or sweetened additives. One common myth is that your body only heals during sleep. But in truth, the process begins before you even close your eyes. The 30 to 60 minutes leading up to bedtime are crucial. That's when your glucose, cortisol, insulin, and melatonin begin their nighttime choreography. Calmness is the music that synchronizes them. Without it, you might fall asleep physically tired but remain metabolically wired, unable to truly recover. Over time, this weakens nerve repair, kidney function, and glucose balance. Here's a helpful nighttime ritual. After turning off screens and finishing a light dinner, dim the lights, wash your face with warm water, do a 3-minute stretch, then sit or lie down and take 10 slow breaths. No background noise, just your breath. Let your mind slow down. This teaches your nervous system that nighttime is safe, not stressful. And when done consistently, it becomes a powerful anchor for your sleep quality and glucose regulation. When you combine all 3 habits, blocking blue light early, eating light to sleep right, and calming your system to heal, you create a nighttime rhythm that works for you, not against you. You allow your body to enter its deepest healing mode, where blood sugar stabilizes, nerves regenerate, and the next morning feels lighter, clearer, and stronger. If this helped you take control of your diabetes, give it a like, subscribe to Diabetes Healthcare, and hit the bell. Your next healing step is just one video away.